How's everyone doing tonight?
Not much.
It was good. It's good.
It's kind of in the middle of an expedition. So. No, I was done.
Taken away from that grind.
Yeah. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
I told him congratulations. I hadn't seen him since then.
Thank you, Leaddog. What's interesting?
The whole show, like I've been muted the whole time. Yeah. I checked your audio and then checking everybody else. But welcome, guys. NSFW, Not Safe Wrestling Podcast. Again, your hosts, Obionex2, Lockon _Stratus, and we have Leaddog from the Guild on WoW. The Horde made me do it because they did. The Horde made us do it, and it's all good. But yes, for the Horde. Unless you're Country Preacher or Matty Matt Black or all those weirdos over there for the Alliance. For the Alliance. No, for the Horde. But what's up, guys? We have a really good show today. If you guys did not see SummerSlam, holy crap, you should. Go right to the WWE Network. It's only $9.99 a month. You get the first month for free. Quote unquote. You don't get it for free. You still got to pay for it. But there you go, guys. Only $9.99 a month. They haven't said anything about going up either. So go get your own.
Which is good.
Go get your own WWE Network. And enjoy the shows with us. So we're usually on Discord or somewhere where we can all communicate and kind of watch the show together. If we're not, that means something drastic's happening. But we're back, guys. We're back. I'm thankful we're back because I'm sitting there freaking out like, what am I going to do on Mondays now? But we're good. We're good. How's your week been, man? Lockon?
Oh, it's been tiring. Very, very tiring.
Understandably.
But it's been good. Still adjusting to baby life, but other than that, working. Haven't been streaming. I'm hoping to get streaming back up in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Still trying to get on a schedule, but with everything that's going on, my entire schedule has been blown out of the way. But
right, but
I'm working on getting everything back together, back onto a routine and stuff. But yeah, that's been my week.
That's good. How about you, Lead? How's your week been, man?
Long.
He's like, I'm not even trying to say nothing. That's it, just long.
Long.
He's like, I don't even care, dude.
I'm tired of the grind already. But
you ain't lying. But we're going to do this, and then I'm pretty sure more than likely we're going to get back to the grind on WoW. So let's get this show going on. Guys, we want to make sure that we give shout-outs to those that shout-out us and that those that show us love. First thing is the Amish Armada. That's a little mix of Amish Milkman and Lockon _Stratus 84, which is his Armada. So they kind of been working together, and so it's the Amish Armada. So give big shout outs to them. Of course, my boys over here, Obi Nation. What's up, guys? We're here. We're Raxing. We're growing. Happy for that. Havoc Esports. We want to give big shout outs to them just because they're my boys. I've known these guys for a little while, and it's been I can't even think straight right now. It's been a ride. So congratulations on them to making champs. Not getting very far. I think they got knocked out in pool play, but still, congrats on getting there, guys. Looking forward to next year with you guys. And then, of course, last but not least, Rockabetty Vapors. Skylar and all those guys over at Rockabetty Vapors, I love you guys. Thank you very much for giving me a chance to promote your brand. I really appreciate that. Of course, guys, if you guys go over there, Rockabetty Vapors, it's a Facebook group. You go over there, click on it, join the group, and look at their list. It's all pinned at the top. You buy something, guys, you're going to get 25% off your order by using the code OB25. OBI25, you'll get 25% off. Now it's already a great deal. 120 ml bottle for $15. You can't beat it, and it's good juice. So go over there and check them out. Got anybody you want to shout out there, Lock, Lead?
No, I'm pretty good right now. Lead, you?
No, I'm good.
All right. We'll one more shout out. We'll give everybody a shout out. Of course, the Horde maybe do it over you guys on Terrellian server on the Horde side. Big shout outs to all you guys. Love you guys. Ram, Wicker, Doc, you guys are all love you guys very much. So, guys, this is NSFW, and Lockon's going to tell you a little bit about what NSFW is and what we're trying to accomplish here.
Right. NFSW is a show that we are all talking about all things wrestling. Right now we're in WWE. We're going to be going into ROH and New Japan World Wrestling soon. I'm still working on my research for them. Since I haven't really followed them in a while.
Omega had a badass match last week too. Oh, 6-star match again. Oh
man. But if you guys would like to join us, please do throw your 2 cents in. We're gonna try and hit every question that you guys ask us. If we don't make it into the show, we'll get it in for the next show. But we're here to speak our minds. We value your opinions. You guys can tell us, we suck, whatever it is, but everyone has their opinion on everything. So,
but keep in mind, if you do tell us we suck, we're probably gonna ban you. Just to let you know. You can speak your mind. Doesn't mean we're not gonna take action. Just kidding.
That's true. Ford made me do it.
So don't say shit. This vape is weird. But that's us, guys. We're going to get right into the card because we got a lot to go over, and there's a lot of good points that I want to talk about, just because some of the matches were just, excuse my language on this, were just trash. There are a couple of them that were just, I didn't even like it. So for you guys that are looking in the show notes, we're going to start from the bottom up and go from there. First thing that came off that just made me funny. We're not even going in any specific order, guys. We're not going by match or how the show went. We're just going on what we got here. So first thing that is coming up is Elias, okay?
Oh, my God.
You guys know Elias has been coming out to every single show on his night, and he's on Raw, right?
Yes.
Yeah, on Raw, and then trying to sing, and then people interrupting, people do this, and he gets so pissed off. Well, he was on the stage, and he was getting ready to play, and right where the arm meets the rest of the guitar, it was like it was sawed in half. So he finally got pissed off enough. You could hear him said, "Fuck this shit," and threw his guitar down, just threw it everywhere, and just walked off stage.
He was having a temper tantrum on stage.
Yes, and it was funny. What you guys think about that?
He didn't even get to sing, which was the greatest part of it all. Like, he sat there, was like, "I'm going to do this whole concert." Was promoting this entire concert for the show, and he goes one note, snap. I think it was a good, joke segment to break up the action in the show, but it's Elias. No one really cares for Elias.
Dude, I thought it was funny as hell because he just sits there and he looks at it, and his eyes just went, "Really? Yep. Like, are you freaking serious right now?" He throws the guitar off the stage.
I was kind of expecting Lashley to come out with a little song, be like,
"Oh, sorry, pal. Now let's fight." Yeah, but that didn't happen. We were hoping for it. Now, a few of the kickoff show matches. Jay, what do you think about Elias?
I thought it was pretty hilarious. I mean, he's trash. So
It's so funny though. I mean, don't get me wrong. Elias is actually a pretty decent wrestler. He's not is what's the word for it? As hardened or as stiff as like say a Brock Lesnar or or a Ronda Rousey. But he's got the fluid. He's a big guy. He actually knows his moves, does them right. So, and you guys know that anytime we watch a show at all, I'm always looking that yes, if the show is good, awesome. But I'm looking at the wrestlers. If they do a simple suplex, I'm making sure that they're doing it right. I will talk shit about anybody. I don't care. I'm not a wrestler. I'm one of those broke dick guys that my body is just trashed. But at the same time, I've been watching wrestling long enough that we know what's right and what's wrong, who botches a move, who doesn't. We had a few botches in this SummerSlam, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
A few is a key word there.
Is an understatement, I know. But next match we had going on was on the kickoff show. Andrade Cien Almas versus and Zelina Vega versus Rusev and Lana Day. Yeah.
Lana.
It was a decent match. I had to go back and watch it because I missed the whole pre-show almost. But I had to go back and watch it, and for the most part, it was a decent match. How they won was kind of stupid, but I don't have any much more to say than that. I didn't watch it live, so what about Lager?
The match was decent. I think it was more focused with Lana and Vega than Almas and Rusev. But there were some. The ending, like you said, was just bad in general.
Yeah.
Like Vega tries to go up on the rope. She misses the rope. She's too short. She didn't plant right. Like she finally got her feet up on the 3 count. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, what was the point at that point in time? You just take the cover. It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense to sit there and still try and do what you were supposed to do. I don't know. I think Lana's getting better in the ring as a wrestler. I think she's getting a little bit better. This is my first time seeing Vega actually wrestle, so I couldn't really base it off of any other time. But I wish I could have saw a little bit more of Almas and Rusev instead of mainly Lana and Vega fighting. But I know they're trying to build a story for the 2 females for their storylines. But it would have been nice to see Rusev a little bit more actually in the match.
Yeah. Jay?
Oh, I'm gonna have to defer to you two because I didn't watch the pre-show. Yeah, this guy was this guy had a long day yesterday and he was napping during the pre-show. So,
all right, all right. We'll go into the next one then. Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. Now, this is one of the first matches that I seen on here that really bothered the shit out of me. Okay. Baron Corbin is a guy that's going to step up. He steps up to anybody. He doesn't even care. Braun Strowman, and gave Braun Strowman a hell of a match. And then Finn Balor comes out and he's in the demon form, and Corbin runs around like a little bitch. Like, what's up, Lock?
I don't get it. Like you said, Corbin has always been the person to sit there and stand up to a fight and say, "I'll be the first one in the ring to fight you." What's the difference between Demon Balor versus regular Balor? It's just, Demon Balor is a little bit, more technical. It can go a little bit more than regular Balor,
right?
But
and the
difference?
The one thing is that the whole match, like, Corbin was sitting there yelling like, "That's just not what I signed up for. I signed up to wrestle Finn Balor, not Demon Balor." Like, blah 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 blah. Dude, no, get the fuck out of here. Are you serious?
He makes it. I'll just let you know. Beginning of Raw, he makes a big stink about it. So
Thanks.
he goes into that tonight.
Thanks for dropping that spoiler. Appreciate that. Sure.
I'm not spoiling anything.
You did. You spoiled it for me. Jay, what about you, man?
Like I said, I didn't watch any of the pre-show, so I mean, I just watched the pay-per-view.
That wasn't pre-show.
So.
That was later in the.
Well, I must have fast-forwarded through that part.
Well, the match was what? Not even 5 minutes?
The match
Not
was
even?
like 4.5 minutes long, dude. It wasn't shit.
Yeah.
Like, he ran around, Finn Balor pinned him. That was it. I mean, it was one of those matches where it was like, at least get some wrestling in. Yes, the whole thing is about, seeing the different, moods and seeing what people are, reacting to specific things. But it's a wrestling show. Wrestle, fucker.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I get it. That may have been the part that I skipped like 5 minutes because I seen him come out because I don't like him. So, so I apologize.
Well, we'll start with you on this one, Rox. I know you actually watched this one. The Raw Tag Team Championships. No, you didn't watch it. This is pre-show again. Raw Tag Team Championships, the B Team versus the Revival. Locke, I'm going to let you just start with this. I watched it, but it was so boring to me that I pulled a lead dog and I just hit the fast forward button.
So basically, the entire match was Bo Dallas getting crap kicked out of him. The entire match. They what's the Revival's finisher? Their combination move. It's on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember it.
I don't remember.
But they hit Curtis Axel with it. He's out. Like, he's on the side of it. He's not laying on the ground like, I'm done. Then they start working on Dallas again, working on his knee the entire time. It's just a lot of back and forth with the Revival, just beating the crap out of both of them. The ending was stupid, in my opinion. Like, you have them on the ropes with Bo Dallas being pinned. He gets pushed. Axel gets pushed, falls over Bo Dallas, and Bo Dallas's pin rolls him up into a pin. And they get the pin there. He was literally pinned for 5 seconds. 5 seconds. And then he gets tumbled over and reverses the pin, and the B team wins the match. Like, they're not that good. Like, you're just mocking the tag team titles now. My thoughts on it: you're just mocking. You're giving it to a team that doesn't deserve them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to step on you, but
go ahead.
I mean, honestly, from everything I've watched, there is no real like powerhouse tag team on Raw, and I don't understand why they went away from it. So, I mean,
well, the only real powerhouse tag team was, and we were talking about this last night, Obi, was the Bar. That was the only powerhouse tag team on Raw, and they moved them to SmackDown.
And they're shutting them down. Like, they're jobbers now. Like, it's... We'll get to that in a minute, because I got lots to say on that.
But your thoughts on it, Obi?
I'm glad they won. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad they won just because it was one of those, like, push them along. Okay? The Revival's not been in the WWE up on the main roster long enough to have the championships yet.
Well, they've been plagued with injuries.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that. It was a good match. Some of the actual match itself was, especially near the end, was kind of I could see it wasn't scripted. Yes, we know WWE's scripted. We know that. Blah blah blah. But it was almost like
real to me.
it was almost it was almost like it was just fake still. I'm not gonna lie. It was just like it was fake. Like the ending was probably the best part of the match. When Bo Dallas had been getting his ass kicked the whole time, and then just lo and behold, a team move, and they rolled him up and pinned him. Like, I guess
they're making them out like they're opportunists, to where they're gonna, if they can know they're gonna get the win, they're gonna get the win that way. It's like every single win they've had so far has been an opportune win. I wouldn't say a luck win. It's been all right, they're distracted. Somebody hit their finisher. We're gonna throw them out of the ring. We're gonna pin them. They're doing what Jericho did a long time ago. Like Jericho would sit there and wait, and I'm gonna say it now. The same thing the Miz did for a while. Somebody would hit a finisher. Miz would go in there, pick him up, throw him out of the ring, run down and cover the person.
yeah.
And that's how he would get his wins. And that's exactly what the B team's doing right now.
Okay. I see what you're talking about. I mean, I do. I honestly do. I just don't see them holding the belts very much longer.
Mm-mm.
Yes, B team, B team, B team. Yay, stands for best and stands for Bryan, Daniel Bryan, when they were leaving and they talked to the Miz, and the Miz is like, you could be my entourage tonight if you guys really want to. No, the B team stands for Daniel Bryan. We hope that he beats your ass, blah, 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 blah. Come on. That's all I'm going to say about it, because I don't want to get too much pissed off because these guys are not pissed. I don't want to say pissed off. I'm not pissed off at that they won. I'm more or less, it was one of those that they had been together for how many years. They were part of the Miz Taraj and all this other stuff, and then they're like, we don't need you, Miz, because Miz went down to over to SmackDown. And then of course the Miz comes back and does his thing. Love you, buddy. But they need to push him a different. If they're gonna push him, they got to push him. This B team angle is just not helping.
No,
at all.
No,
at
not
all.
at all. All right. Next, we had another kickoff show, Cruiserweight Championship. Cedric Alexander, champion, was versus Drew Gulak. The match was so-so. I'm going to give it a so-so on this. I didn't really think Gulak was going to win it the entire time. It was definitely going to be Alexander's. He's going to carry this title till WrestleMania. I don't think he's going to drop it at all anytime soon.
I can see that. I just 205 Live to me is like yes, it's all wrestlers under 205 pounds. Yes, that can be beneficial, but I'm sorry. Rey Mysterio was 177 pounds, and he took on the Big Show. So get the off your... No. Okay, calm down. I don't see why we need it. You know what I mean? The UK
just easily bring them into God.
UK Live, the UK show that's coming out in October here, is better, makes more sense than the 205 Live.
I agree. I agree with that.
Think about it. Anybody that is in 205 Live, they're not getting called up to WWE main roster.
Because there is no main roster for them.
Yes, they're like their own brand. Like, it just doesn't... I understand.
It used to be on main roster.
Yeah, it was after. I mean, it's still after SmackDown or Raw, one of the two.
SmackDown.
But I honestly think they need to make 205 Live and mix them in with the NXT guys, and make NXT and 205 Live the same night. Do I think that the people that come to SmackDown Live are going to be, oh, we came to watch the 205. Okay, then go to an NXT show. 205 Live is like NXT to me. Okay, it's the undercard. It's the guys that, yes, may be doing what they need to do at their weight. But wrestling, WWE, back into the WWF, way back in WrestleMania 1, has never, ever considered weight to be an issue.
No.
Now they're coming up. Oh, you can't. I can understand for the guys that are 206, they can't be in it. I understand that. But why are we making such a big deal about 205 Live when, I'm sorry, dude, Gulak? Is that how you say his name?
Yep.
I don't even know who that guy is. Cedric Alexander, I know who he is because he's been up to the main roster.
Gulak was on main roster for a little bit.
Okay, what, one show?
No.
Two shows? He was never on TV?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once or twice. Oh, yeah, in NXT. That's not the main roster, dude.
No, he was on Raw. I remember him on Raw. Always going around with the signs that he was going for a better 205. Like he was running for president or something like that.
I don't know.
But
Jay, what do you think?
Anyway.
Do you know these guys?
No.
No.
He's like, next.
Doesn't enthuse me at all.
SmackDown Tag Team Champion. I know you've seen this now.
Yeah.
I'm so angry with this match. Jay, you wanna start this one off? What are you thinking about the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the Bludgeon Brothers versus the New Day?
I mean, I think the Bludgeon Brothers, honestly, I think they were in trouble. They were, and they did what they had to do. They did, they did what keeps you the champion.
Disqualify yourself.
They had the champion's advantage, so, why not use it? And, I think the match was really good. I think Big E hurt himself again.
Yeah, I think so too.
But the match was, probably it was probably not the best match of the night, but it was probably one of the better ones. In my eyes. So.
Yeah, I'd give that match probably a 4. And my rating scale is not out of 10, guys. I know these guys, I think, know, but you guys don't. When I rate a match in WWE or in wrestling, period, it's 1 to 6. Just because I'm not adopting that 1 to 10 that most, how do I say this politely, that most Americans do. I'm going with the New Japan, because I'm sorry, Japan's been around a lot longer than WWE, almost 100 years to be. But when they come out and they, I don't know, I'd say a 4, 4.5, maybe. But it was that ending that just totally, I don't know. Like Leaddog said, they were getting ready to lose, and Rowan decided to go get his hammer and literally hit the dude. Like he didn't do. Okay, this is one of the things where I'm very, very adamant on. Okay, you guys have seen all these stuff with Triple H when Triple H would take his sledgehammer, right? Put the sledgehammer in his hand, the actual hammer part in his hand, and then hit somebody in the stomach with it. He never whipped it like Rowan did. Okay, he never grabbed it by the handle and swung it. Honestly, I honestly hope that there are some kind of repercussions for Eric Rowan for that.
He could have seriously injured him.
He hit Big E. He literally swung his hammer at Big E and hit him with it. Now, we were talking about this yesterday.
Yep.
When do we think that they're styrofoam, or do we think that they're like a rubber, not metal, or not, rock or stone or steel like they usually are? But we can never tell because they're such big guys and they pick up 50-pound sledgehammers with ease for no problem.
Unlike their antlers.
Don't get me started on that. Walking out, their antlers are just fucking bobbing back and forth. Like, what the hell? We got styrofoam antlers on your head? Get out of here.
Basically.
But it was one of those things where and then actually when you seen Harper grab the hammer from Rowan and he looked at him and it said like this. And it's like Rowan doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Mm-mm.
And it's a constant. You can see it almost every show where Harper will get into Rowan's face and be like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? Like seriously, do it this way." And it's like Rowan's not even listening. Like, he just wants to hit something.
No,
Yeah.
I agree with that. We talked about this yesterday for a little bit, that and as we were talking about it, I noticed it in the match. How you said not Rowan, Harper is the leader. Like, he was tasked to control Rowan and get him in a line, because he just flies off the handle. Like, that's I once we were talking about that, I noticed that as the match went on, that he would go off, and Harper was literally right there to get him in some sort of check, or to try and
Like
control him.
Rowan's been in the business for years now. He was doing a whole bunch of stuff in Europe and all that other. And reason he's done so much is because he's just a big guy. But it's the point where you've been around for years. I'm not saying he's got a tenure or anything, but like, he's been around for years already. Are you serious? Like, you need to know what's going on. You can't just go off the handle like that and hit somebody with, like, even though it's probably fake, but that's not showing the true power of your team. For you just come around and swing a sledgehammer and hit somebody with it? Come on, man. Yes, Triple H did the same damn thing. He had a freaking sledgehammer, but he used it to what he needed to do. Has he ever swung it at something or at somebody? Yes. He has swung it on, I believe, Shane McMahon back in the day, when Shane was lying on the steps and he did a whole, hit him down like that, and Shane moved, of course. But I don't know. That's just a few problems that I have. One of the major mess ups for this pay-per-view. Just because, if in the event that it was not just a prop, you could have seriously hurt Big E and put him out for his whole career. His whole career would be dead. I mean, gotta
nothing
watch
for
that.
nothing. Even if it was rubber hurts.
Yeah.
Like, swinging it.
I mean, you've been in a match probably 10 minutes at the time it happened, and you're totally exhausted by then, usually. I mean, then you can tell they were slowing down, and then you get hit with a chunk of 5-pound rubber. I mean, it's going to hurt. I mean,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
next one was of course, Money in the Bank briefcase match, where if Braun Strowman lost, he would have to give up his Money in the Bank briefcase. So, Monster Among Men, or Monster in the Bank, excuse me, versus Kevin Owens. Okay. I would have been much better with this match being not even a match at all, where Kevin Owens would try something sneaky in the beginning before the match to try to hurt Braun Strowman, take his knee out, or, whatever. It backfires, and Braun Strowman beats the living hell out of him in the back. There's no need for a match that's only going to last. Dude, it was just like the Finn Balor Baron Corbin match. It was like a 5-minute match.
yeah.
Kevin Owens ran around like a little fucking girl. He's going to hurt me. Braun Strowman got him, power slammed him, match over.
Yeah.
I agree with that whole scenario, but I think there was a point in the match where I think Kevin Owens legitimately got hurt.
he got choke slammed.
When he got choke slammed, and he literally bounced off of that steel ramp.
Mm-hmm.
You literally saw him just go. Yeah, you literally, like, here's the ramp. Here, he literally was like, poof, off. Like, and you saw him get in that ring. And if he's just acting, I seriously think he got hurt. But if he didn't get hurt, hell of an actor. He sold it.
Well, and that's part of WWE too, is selling everything, no matter how big, how small. I mean, yes, the big ones, like when Braun Strowman had put Kevin Owens through an announce table off the stage, when Braun Strowman threw Kane, or when Kane threw Braun Strowman, dumped all the chairs on him. Yes, that probably hurt.
Yeah.
But ultimately, these guys and girls are actors. Sometimes they're terrible actors. Sometimes they're really good. We'll never know. I mean, Lockon, you're probably seeing it right now if Kevin Owens is coming out or not. But That's all they do. They're actors.
Yeah.
In a entertainment standpoint. And it has to be live, so they have to do, and that's why they do it every single night. That's why wrestlers are gone for 300 and plus days out of the year.
I know.
Every single night. And if AJ Styles doesn't come home, I'll be your daddy. Anyway,
you had to go there. We're not even on that match yet.
Lead, what do you think about the Money in the Bank briefcase match?
Well, my thing is okay, Kevin Hart, you fought so hard to get this match. I mean,
Kevin Hart?
Whatever. Sorry, my bad. Oh, whatever.
It's not a wrestling match. This is a comedy show.
Sorry.
Yes, no, you're fine.
You fought so hard to get this match, and then all you do is run around like a little bitch, which I understood he was going to probably do that. But then for it to end the way it ended, I'm with Locke. I think he got hurt, and it was, one of them things where it's time to end it and move on. So,
because you saw how fast that ref got out of that ring to him.
Yeah,
like that was. I don't even think that was supposed to be that way. He literally was there in like a second.
Well, if you pay attention, and I know you guys do, after every match, the ref will go to both people, and basically put their hand will be out on the mat like this. He'll put his hand like this, and if they don't squeeze it, that means they're in trouble. Kevin Owens didn't squeeze his hand when he put his hand in his palm.
He was in
out,
trouble.
like he was gone. Delirious Gaming, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. And I just think, like I said, we'll see tonight, tomorrow night, over the next few weeks what Kevin Owens is doing. We'll bring it back up next week when we talk about the shows, about what's going on with him and what's happened with him. NSFW, not safe for wrestling podcast, buddy. That's what it says in the title, right? Welcome. NSFW is not safe for wrestling. Yeah, it's not safe for work, but yeah. Anyway, welcome to the show. Next match we got going on: United States Championship match, which was very, very depressing to me. And the reason I say that is because I've seen Shinsuke Nakamura in Pro Japan Wrestling. I mean, Shinsuke and who did I say? What was his name?
Kenny Omega.
Yes. Damn. Where Shinsuke and Kenny Omega has actually had six-star matches over and over in Japan, and I've seen the way he wrestles. Now, since he's came to the U.S., he's came to WWE, it's like they're portraying Shinsuke to be a bitch. I'm not lying, and I'm sorry to say it like that, but they're portraying Shinsuke to be a cowardly punk. I won't say bitch. Nobody's a bitch, but he's a cowardly punk. The only thing that he resorts to is a low blow. That's it.
And he tried it last night.
Twice. And Jeff Hardy got out of both of them.
Yep.
What are you thinking?
I agree with you. I think the match was disappointing. I would have liked to have seen a better match out of both of them, because we both know that they can both those guys can put on a hell of a match.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to see Jeff, I know Jeff's in his 40s, mid 40s right now, and Shinsuke, like from what you said in pro wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling, to where he's at now, like they're toned down, like they're not going at 100%, both of them. And I don't know whether it's because Hardy's still nursing injuries. Like I don't know what it is. But that swanton off the top rope to the side of the ring,
mm-hmm.
I know he knows how to do it. It didn't look right. It didn't look like he got his hand caught up in the rope when he jumped. It didn't look like he landed that the way he should have landed it.
I'm going to say this, and for those that are watching that are really deep on Jeff Hardy, I'm sorry for saying it like this, but honestly, over the last few nights, it almost seems like Jeff Hardy's high. I'm sorry to say it like that, and I know he's had problems with the past, with drugs and doing his thing, but it's not that whole jumping around Jeff Hardy. It's that sluggish, I'm stoned out of my mind Jeff Hardy again. And yes, is he probably on actual shots and stuff because of the pain that he's in all the time? Probably. I don't agree with it. And that's just he looks like he's high. I'm sorry.
And it very well could be. Who knows? I don't know what the policy is with WWE for the wellness policy.
Zero tolerance, dude.
I understand that it's zero tolerance. I don't know if they need to get checked, if they're supposed to be checked every time they go into the arena. Like, I would be surprised if they're allowing him to go through, if they have a zero tolerance policy. And if they can sit there and if they can see that he's that way, and to allow him to go out there and wrestle, that's bad on WWE's part, because if they're enforcing the zero tolerance policy, you're still letting him go out there and wrestle like that. That's wrong.
All right, so I'm looking at a list, okay, for the WWE drug policies. List of prohibited drugs are phenomenally long. Anything with Doan in it, which is like meth, Oxycontin, all this. I mean, there's a list, guys, a huge list of stuff that you can't use, and I'm sending it to you guys in the chat right here. But it's one of those things where administrative policies stands for every 30 days, at random, each superstar will be drug tested. So, yes, they kind of slipped it to where, I'm sorry, from what I know, with steroids, anything like that, you could do a week on or 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off or a week off or whatever, and have that to where, hey, when's my drug test so you can get clean.
Mm-hmm.
Crappy 11, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. I just don't know if it's enough.
But
you know what I mean?
Who knows? We'll probably never know unless they put out a statement regarding if it was or wasn't. That's all we can really say about it. We can make an assumption, but unless he's, I know it's going against what you basically just said, Obi. Unless he's trying to transition into his Willow character.
He's been transitioning into Willow character for the last 2 weeks.
I understand that, but how long did it take Matt Hardy to transition into Woken Matt Hardy? It took him months to transition into that character. I don't know. It's just it's a theory. It's a suggestion. I could be totally wrong. You could be totally right. Who knows?
Right.
We won't know until they put something out there for it.
What up, Shark? How you doing, buddy? I don't know.
To me, it was a typical Hardy match. He went for the what's going to win, and he missed, and it was game over. I mean, it's been their whole persona throughout their careers. Him and Matt both, even when they were a great tag team, they always went for something big, and if it missed, it was over. If it didn't, they didn't. So,
that's true.
I mean, it's the same thing. He went for something big off the top rope, missed, game over. That's it.
Okay.
Same thing as always.
I just feel like something was up.
I mean, I see your point, but think about all the stuff that he avoided. I mean, he avoided two of Shinsuke's, whatever you're going to call them, nutcrackers, basically. Yeah. I mean, I know the second one, what he did on the second one, you would have to know. I mean, you'd have to be pretty alert to know what was going on that second one to get out of it. I mean, yeah, they were jumping around there for quite a while. I mean, I'm not saying he was Jeff Hardy of old, but I'm not saying he's what you're saying either. But to me, it's a typical Hardy match. I mean, they go for something big, they miss, game over. I mean, it was to me. So.
Okay, I understand. I can hear. I can see that. Next match, Intercontinental Championship, Dolph Ziggler versus Seth freaking Rollins. Burn it down, bitches. Burn it down. I love this match. One where we seen last week where it was Ziggler and McIntyre just beating up on Seth Rollins. Well, finally, he's back. The man himself, which I believe beat the living hell out of Ziggler tonight, if I just got my tweet right. But the lunatic, Dean Ambrose, is back, guys. Now, the one thing I do want to talk about first before we get into this match, how swole is fucking Dean Ambrose right now?
Dude,
holy
he put
crap.
On muscle.
Like, I want to say homeboy stacked on 20, 30 pounds of muscle. Like, it's not just the little old Deanie. Like, he's fucking stacked. Holy crap. Renee Young must be happy as shit. Just want to put that out there. She's like, woo, sexy man.
On the kickoff show, like literally on the kickoff show, she was talking about this match and how he's back, and she's like, yeah, and look at that hot man over there.
Yeah.
And Booker T's like, calm it down.
Calm down. It's personal. You can't get it personal on a network. Come on now. Damn. It's good though. I've been waiting to see him forever. But anyway, let's get into the match where Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler. Of course, Dolph Ziggler is bringing out Drew McIntyre for his side, and then Seth brings out the man Dean Ambrose. What did you guys think of this match? Lead?
I love this match.
Oh, go ahead.
Love this match. Like, it was finally a legitimate, one-on-one match where McIntyre was basically locked in the corner almost the entire time. You actually got to see Rollins and Ziggler go at it and show what they're capable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it, to me, that made the match. I think this is probably one of the best matches for the show.
And we were watching, one line stood out to me. This is the last time I'm going to warn you. Dean Ambrose got in Drew McIntyre's face because every time Seth Rollins went out of the ring, and then Ziggler would get in the ref's face so he could do something. Well, he'd come up walking to it, Dean Ambrose would come around the time and do it again. This is the last time he walks back around the ring. The very next time, guess who got his fucking face punched in?
Yep.
He warned him, didn't he?
Well, no, if I remember correctly, it was McIntyre got to Ambrose first.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went after Seth, and then as he got fended off, you see Ambrose, camera side on the back thing, literally crawling around outside of the ring to the other side where McIntyre was, and literally just goes off on him. He inched his way over to him just to start laying him out.
What do you think, Brock?
Well, I'm with Lockon. I think it was a great match because there was no interference. McIntyre was null and void until he finally got a hold of Ambrose and did his little thing. But I think it caused more hurt than it did anything. So
okay,
it finally backfired on him. It finally backfired on the other two. So.
Yep, and then we have a new Intercontinental Champion.
And I'm gonna agree with you guys. I'm gonna agree with you guys on this fact that it was a good match. There was no interference and that's why Seth brought Dean Ambrose out, was so that they could have a one-on-one match. The moves were great. Of course, Dolph Ziggler, I know he's a heel. But I gotta give him his props. He did everything like he was supposed to. Seth Rollins did everything like he was supposed to, and it was a good match.
Can we please talk about that reverse superplex?
Yes, give me a second. It was a great match. One of the big moments, if I can finish my thought, is in that match was where Seth Rollins got him. He was on the turnbuckle, got him. I don't know how even they got up there, but he was turned around. Seth Rollins got him in basically a suplex on the top rope, and you guys know when Seth Rollins does a regular suplex, he goes down, does a suplex, rolls through, and then does another one into a Falcon Arrow. Well, he did the same thing. He did it, and when we were watching it, we were both like, "Oh!" because Dolph Ziggler's back. It literally looked like he was in what's Rusev's move?
Accolade.
The Accolade. When he looked like he was literally in an Accolade the way his back was arched, and he bent him over, did a reverse suplex off the top rope, rolled through backwards, not backwards, but with Dolph actually laying on his belly, rolled through, and then did another one into an inverted Falcon Arrow, which was just phenomenal. It was great. And then I can't believe he lost that, but at that point, but if he would have done it earlier, it'd have been a match move.
It was a flawless transition. Like, I didn't see anything where it could have been like a hiccup to go into the next move. It was fluid. Like, man.
Lee, what do you think about it?
Oh, I mean, the match was great. I think the move that stood out to me more was the suplex that failed on the ring ropes. I mean, it seemed to be more of a changing point than anything to me.
Yeah, it was before that, the reverse. Yeah, I think we all agree on this. It was a good match. Again, kudos to all four guys that were involved in that match. You guys sold it perfectly. It was a great match. Next one coming down, we're going to start with Lead on this one, just because I want to see what he says. SmackDown Women's Champion. Nope, wrong one.
No.
Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. Jay? There's the deep sigh, like, I don't want to answer this question.
Hey, I'm with Locke. I want to squeeze the Miz's little head, and I'm going to pop it like a pimple.
Oh, my God, guys, come on. Why?
He cheated.
He cheated, man. He plain out cheated, and not
He
only
knew he was going to lose.
No.
Not only did
I'm going to
he
say one word, okay, to both of you. Opportunists. There's no
Not
cheating.
only did he cheat, he involved his wife in it. I mean, come on, dude.
Hey, if you got it, you got to flaunt it, right?
I mean, I'll give it to the guy. He made it look. I mean, I don't know.
He was going to lose this match.
Yeah, he was going to lose. I mean, there's no doubt about that. It's just that, I mean, the way they incorporated and made it look. I mean, it's old school, I guess, kind of. But I mean, it's just I would like to pop his head like a pimple.
You guys are so mean. Lockon, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah. No.
You don't even
I can't stand him. I can't. You claim that you're a better technical wrestler. You claim that you're better at this. You claim you're better than Daniel Bryan. Yet you have to use brass knuckles in order to win, and then go back and give him this to your wife so you don't get caught.
Well, I mean, and you got to think every week there's always people, like, not even just the announcers and the fans, but like there's people in the back room now that's like, you're stealing his shit. Like, you need to chill out with that crap. Like, Miz is just taking every one of Daniel Bryan's move, the yes kicks, the yes kicks is the number one thing that he takes, and it's not just the yes kicks, it's the it kicks. Right? I enjoyed the match.
Of course you did.
I really did.
I want to know how bad it hurt when he kicked that damn corner post. Is what I want.
I do too.
I know that boot's padded, but he hit that.
He kicked that bitch hard. Like, Daniel Bryan's probably got a bruised shin from that. Go ahead, Luck. Laughing too hard.
I can't. We're going right to the next match. Lead, we'll start with you on this one too. SmackDown Women's Championship match: Carmella versus Becky Lynch versus Charlotte.
I thought the match was a good match. I mean, I really do. I mean, there was some hiccups in it, but I mean, I like the way that Carmella tried to play Becky versus. Now I forgot her name.
Charlotte.
And the whole little thing where she made it look like Charlotte hit Becky in the back of the head. I thought that was funny as hell.
Another goddamn opportunist.
Yeah, I don't like the way the match ended. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean,
Mella is money.
I mean,
Mella's not money.
Not anymore.
I'd have liked to seen Becky win the match, honestly, but I mean, now maybe she steps up and does something about it. Now that she did what she did at the end of the match, I mean,
so happy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
we were both calling this out, dude. Like we
she
were
finally
both
gets out of that shadow, hopefully, and does something about it now. And I mean, besides that, I mean, I think the match is great. I mean, I don't see why they gave Charlotte the championship back, but whatever.
She's a flare.
because she's a flare, you know. And I'll prove my points right now. Okay, Charlotte was out. Lockon, you said this yesterday. Excuse me. Charlotte's out for months, nursing an injury, getting back prepared. She comes back, her first, literally, like, what's her third show back as a pay-per-view, and she wins back the belt? Come on. Are you really pushing her because just because she's a flare? Yep. There are some other things, like it was a good match. There are some things that I didn't really enjoy. I really didn't like, and I called them out while we were watching them too. That every time Charlotte would do something, Becky Lynch would dodge it. You know, the double drop kick. The double drop kick. Where Charlotte hit Becky and Carmella. Carmella took the whole foot to the chest, like, ouch. Becky, literally, if you guys go back and watch it, for anybody that wants to go back and watch it, go watch it. Look at the double drop kick. Becky actually starts falling back before she's even up in the freaking air. Before Charlotte's even in the air, Becky starts falling back and has her hands up like this, probably this far from her face, and Charlotte doesn't even kick her hands. There's one. The next one, where Charlotte was doing something on, I want to say the corner. The somersault? Yes, out to the outside of the ring. Where Charlotte, Becky basically moved out of the way and then tried to move back in at the last second. And Charlotte, again, didn't even touch her. But they both went down. Becky, honestly, my personal opinion, yes, I do wish Becky won the belt too. But at the same time, if they're going to give you the belt, you need to start taking hits. You need to start taking bumps like you're supposed to. Not just these fake-ass bumps that you're like, oh, she kicked you from a mile away and you're still flying backwards. No, fuck that.
Yeah, make it look right.
Make it look real, actually. I mean, try to make it as look close to real as possible. If she's going to drop kick you, even if it's in the shoulder, let her hit your shoulder. Let her do what you're supposed to do. The drop kick is supposed to be right here, dead center of the chest. Just above the sternum and just below the throat. Right here. Not out here. That's one of the few, I mean, that's, we were talking about it earlier, that it was going to be a joke or what we were going to be talking about. And I told Lockon straight, I said, type in notes. I want to talk about this tomorrow. Just because it needs to, I'm sorry, you guys are actors. Yes, they're actors. And they sometimes, Miz, he got his moneymaker, right? And so he doesn't want to be punched or kicked in the face. Miz has been kicked in the face almost every show since that time. And there's nothing wrong with his face. But he actually sells it. He actually makes it look real.
How athletic is Charlotte, though, for doing that backflip off the top rope and landing on her feet and knocking them both down?
Yeah, but she's done that several times in the past.
For her.
Yeah.
Because she does, and it basically, it's when you're going up like that and you're doing some kind of a backflip, you basically you leave room enough in the middle to where basically if you do it right and the girls are standing right next to each other and their elbows are, if they put their elbows out like this, their elbows are touching, and then that way you have plenty of room for the person in the middle to come down and knock you both over. It just wasn't like that. Like I said, I can nitpick the whole show and find flaws in every freaking match.
No,
But
I
these
know.
are the ones that I just need to put out there, because this is, if they're trying to give Becky the belt and she wants it so bad, stop taking these flop shots.
Yeah. I agree with you there. I mean, honestly.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
I get it.
Now, I did want to say one more thing. I do want to commend Carmella. Okay. Now, every week since she's gotten the championship, or even before, she came out in a singlet. You wrestlers, you know what a singlet is. It's either a wrestling singlet that goes down to your half hips, where because they kind of, it's kind of, you have the top, and then you have kind of basically what Big E wears. It's exactly what Big E wears. That is a wrestling singlet. And then you have a singlet from the 60s or 70s when all the women used to do the yoga, and they would have spandex on underneath that singlet that's hardly covered on their body, right? I'm very proud of Carmella, where they actually boosted up her ring attire, where they didn't just give her a singlet, but they gave her an actual two-piece that actually, hey, I've said it to Lockon, and I'll say it right here just because I'm not scared. Part of it, when I watch wrestling, I'm looking to see what the women are wearing. One, if the woman is sexy, if she knows her moves, I like her. Now, that doesn't mean skinny. Okay, for all those that are thinking, oh my God, you're being a sexist bastard. No, I'm not. That doesn't mean skinny.
Except for her trying to get out of her pants in the
that was funny.
introduction.
She tried to rip them off, and then they wouldn't come off, and she's trying to rip and rip. Yeah, that's funny.
The buttons didn't pop for her. Yeah, that's funny.
Now, and I'm not talking about skinny. I'm not talking about that. Nia Jax, she's sexy and she knows her shit. I like her. Okay, my opinion. But when they give her actually a two-piece, and it's everything is up to it, to where she doesn't look like a old 60s yoga instructor or exercise, come on girls, push it. No. Kudos to that. I'm not big on ring attire and all that stuff, but I'm trying to keep it somewhat light because my 7-year-old son watches this too. So it's one of those things where I kind of have to have that mental mentality of like, ooh, yeah, she's hot as hell. She's barely wearing no clothes. And then my son's sitting right next to me. Probably not a good idea. But moving on. The one match that I was waiting for the last month. And I'm just going to start this out, and I'm going to say it right away because I wrote it in. It was a fucking joke. Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss for the championship. Fucking joke. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anymore. Go ahead, Locke. I'm going to say it. When you push a person, okay, and you get them for the last month, oh, Alexa versus Ronda, and Ronda comes out and says, I'm going to whip her pink-haired ass. Put some wrestling in it. Maybe just a little. Like, it wasn't nothing. Like, it was Ronda's like, come here. Bliss runs away. Come here. Bliss runs away. Ronda had to sit there with her eyes closed, with her back turned, sitting in the middle of the ring for Alexa Bliss to come in. I was saying Bliss, but when Bliss was coming in, for her to come into the ring.
I agree. It was a joke. Alexa Bliss claims that she's the best women's champion. She knows how to do things, but you're not afraid of her. You showed that you were afraid of her. You showed that you were a coward. You showed that you were literally run and hide every chance that you got. Now, do I think Ronda's don't get me wrong. I know Ronda's strong. I know she can easily beat the shit out of me. Easily.
I ain't scared. I got a gun, motherfucker. I don't care.
But the way it was, like, to make it look like she literally manhandled Bliss.
She did.
Well, yeah, I mean, flat out, she did. But I honestly think she broke Bliss's arm.
No, Bliss is double jointed.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, that's what the whole thing was about. Because Bliss has used it in multiple matches. She's double jointed and she can hyperextend her arms. That's what that whole thing was about with her popping her arm out. She popped her arm out and then put it back in and then put her in the armbar.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, before she was in the armbar, you could see it. Her arm was out of socket already.
Yeah.
And Bliss was just laying there like, ow, ow, oh, it hurts, ow, ow. She wasn't really in pain.
No.
If she was, it was maybe a little pinch, just from it actually being out of socket.
Yeah, because I know she in championship matches before to win because I know she's used it. I think it was. I mean, it's before I really got into watching it again. It was probably 6 or 8 months ago. I've seen highlights of it on the Raw Network where she used it she like popped it out and it was like flopping in the wind. When you dislocate something, you have no control over. And she used it and showed it to the referee, and the referee stopped the match, and she ended up retaining her title or whatever. So
yeah. All I'm gonna say is that then she's selling it really well.
I mean, it was all show. I mean, when you dislocate something like that, yeah, it's gonna hurt, and she wouldn't have been just laying there, not screaming in bloody pain. So,
okay.
Unless you're double jointed, which then it doesn't hurt you at all. I mean, it's like Obi said, it's a pinch or maybe
it's a dull pain, like you're gonna feel some pressure. Basically, is all it is. I have a buddy that's double jointed, and he does some he does some stupid shit all the time. Lewis, man, I just popped my own arm out. Ow! Oh, it doesn't hurt at all. Fucker. But anyway, we're almost out of time here, so we're gonna keep pushing forward. Honestly, though, I really thought, give it a little bit more wrestling on top of it instead of continuously running away. But you got to remember too, Lead, that Alexa's been running her mouth every single week, saying she's the best wrestler in the world, but she doesn't ever want to fight.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean,
she just runs and hides and all that stuff.
I mean. My build-up is you've got Ronda, Jax.
Who's next?
But I'm guessing that Jax is hurt because she hasn't been on the card for like 2 weeks.
Yes, she's actually been. It's a legitimate injury.
I mean, I agree. I mentioned this a couple weeks ago in chat on the last show. Was that I think they're going to make a Universal Champion. So who better to a Universal Women's Championship? So who better to put it on show is Flair versus Ronda Rousey.
Flair has to lose the title first to Becky.
I mean, only four me and Doc were talking about this earlier today. The only 4 people that I can see, 3 that I can ever see competing with Ronda are Charlotte, Becky, Jax, and maybe somebody new.
I wouldn't even say Becky. Honestly, as much as I like Becky, I don't think she could take her own with Rousey.
If it was an actual wrestling match, I think she could, and they actually wrestled. But if it's just like we're gonna.
But Ronda's never gonna wrestle though, dude. She's gonna use the same. She's gonna be basically another John Cena, the same 5 washed up moves that she's gonna just overrun. Hip toss, hip toss, hip toss. Throw her by her hair and lock in the armbar. That's it. She's going to be another Samoa Joe. Coquina clutch. That's all he does. We'll get to that in a second. Next match coming through is the Universal Championship. Actually, we're going to go with the WWE Championship first, which is AJ Styles.
Be your daddy.
Versus Samoa Joe. Speaking of Samoa Joe. Now, I said it earlier, Wendy, if he won't be home, I'll be your new daddy.
Ooh.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back. AJ lost it.
Oh my God, he freaking flipped.
Even at the end of the match when they were standing out with the camera with AJ and his family, his daughter was like, Mama, I don't want him. Like, get me away from this guy. He
Like,
was
Daddy, you're bleeding. Daddy, you're bleeding.
Yeah, scared. Scared. I mean, do I think Samoa Joe pushed it up and worked it to where next match that they're going to, because you know they're going to have like 2 or 3 more. The next match that they're going to have, AJ's going to actually come with some vengeance. Like, all right, you want to bring my family into this bitch? You actually literally brought my family. No, I'm going to fuck you up. I think it's going to be a great match. Next one, Joe's going to lose. Or Joe's going to win. Possibly by disqualification again. I even think Joe is gonna even if he doesn't win by disqualification, he's gonna take the belt, which will then send AJ Styles into a feeding frenzy on Samoa Joe himself. My opinion. Jay, what do you think?
I agree with you wholly. I mean, to me, you're rehashing what was in TNA. I mean, from the TNA that I watched back when it first started, you're bringing back this old rivalry of Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and now it's become this bigger thing. Now Joe's brought AJ's family into it, and I just see this. I mean, I don't know. I guess it'd probably be Survivor Series before this epic match happens, but I think there's going to be, another 2 months of them beating the hell out of each other, and then it's going to erupt into something that's going to be amazing. I hope, because they're both. I mean, yeah, I know they had their mistakes in the match, but I think they're both very good wrestlers, and I think that you're going to see that 5 or 6 star match come Survivor Series. So.
Yeah,
Lock?
No, I agree. I think since they know each other so well, that it made for a great match. Like, they know how to work with each other. They know where they need to be with each other. I'd say Hell in a Cell instead of Survivor Series. Is their next. I wouldn't say next, but it's going to be their big match because I think it'll be actually inside the cell this time.
Of course, that's. I mean,
yeah, that's in September, I think.
Yeah, TNA never really had a cell though, did they? I mean, that's my thing. It's going to be something new for them. That's what I mean. I think it's going to be something new that nobody's ever seen because, as far as I know, TNA never had a cell, did they?
Not that I remember.
No.
So now you're going to put Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, 2 guys that know each other.
TNA ended up going to a mini octagon cage for a while.
They know each other front to back. They know what they're doing, and now you're going to put them in a cell. It's going to be silly stupid, I think. So.
Silly stupid as in, like, good.
Good, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's like the reverse DDT. How many times do you see that move pulled off by 2 other guys and that AJ did off the top and not somebody not get hurt? I mean, that was amazing to me. I mean, it's like the move of the whole freaking show to me because it was just like, wow, how did he do that? And
yeah,
neither one of them got hurt. They both continued to wrestle. They both put on a good show. And I mean, it's just knowledge of each other. It's, it's just like, everybody else in the past. They're just great. I mean, together. So
Definitely. Next one, last match that we got going on. Universal Championship versus Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Lead, you want to start this off?
I guess the only way to beat Brock is to beat his ass in 10 seconds, and hopefully you win. And from what I see, I mean, it was, to me, to be honest, I looked down at the clock and seen how much time was left in the show, and there was 10 minutes left, and I was like, oh, this match ain't going to last very long, and I was waiting for the big pun, and then here come Braun, and, I mean, I'm glad Braun came out and did it the way he did it, but as far as the match, It was a joke to me. I mean, another.
It just seems like it was, the only way Roman was going to win was with a distraction to Brock. Brock was more focused on Strowman than he was Reigns, and that's allowed Roman to pick up the win.
Okay, and
that's the only.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I think that's really the only thing that benefited Reigns and whatsoever.
Right, and I go with you on those two ends, but what about the no cash in? Like,
he couldn't cash it in. He was freaking out of it. I mean, and the briefcase was at the other end of the freaking.
Who knows?
Stadium where the briefcase ended up.
There might be a cash in on by the end of Raw tonight. Who knows? Because Reigns did say that he was going to defend the title every show.
I mean,
what's the option? This is one of the last questions I'll give you guys because we got to get out of here. But what do you think? And what are the options of Braun Strowman saying "fuck it"? I'm going over to SmackDown and I'm going to cash it in over there.
Slim
to zero.
Slim to zero.
I think he stays out of that AJ Styles Samoa Joe thing right now. I think they got a good thing going, and I don't know why they'd want to bring Braun into the middle of it when he wants to be Universal Champion. I mean, if he wanted to be WWE Champion, he could be WWE Champion, or if he wanted to be, Raw Champion, he could be Raw Champion anytime he wants to be.
Okay, one more question for you guys because it just came into my mind. The opinions of you guys, if Braun Strowman can get a match with Roman Reigns for the title, win it while still holding the case. What about it? Huh? Lead?
I mean, I guess you never have to worry about not getting your title shot. I mean, you could almost take all the championships if you wanted to, but I mean, I don't see him letting it happen. But
yeah, I mean, that's like he's got until the next Money in the Bank to use it.
So. Yeah, I mean,
right, but I'm saying like we've all talked about this at one point where Braun Strowman can take whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So why not put it on him and then make him lose it to where he has to, I don't know, cash it in on a not at the best time, and say Braun Strowman loses pulls another Baron Corbin. I don't know. Say that couldn't happen, right?
I just want to know how much money Brock cost the WWE when that briefcase hit all them LED lights.
Yeah. A lot. I don't know.
Because he winged that thing. I mean, I wouldn't want to have been anywhere near that thing. If it would have been up, it probably would have went through the Tron. I guarantee it.
Possibly. You guys got any last words before we get out of here tonight?
No, honestly, none. I thought I was going to go into a whole big thing, but apparently not. Next one's Hell in a Cell, September 16th. But I think there's going to be some huge matches there that we're not going to be expecting. It's going to be interesting for next Monday's show to see what happens tonight with Ronda Rousey and Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
I know Triple H is supposed to show up for something.
Call up Undertaker.
Ooh, you think so?
Yeah.
He's been talking about it for the last week.
I mean, they got to build up this thing in Australia that they're promoting. I mean, how else would you do it? Call up Undertaker. I mean,
true. And then, do we see any NXT stars get called up from the takeover last night?
Dream,
Velveteen Dream, Blazar could be called up. Who knows? Like, we won't know until we're here Monday night.
Right. Jay, what about you? You got anything else to say before we get out of here?
Thanks for having me. And, I mean, you got me thinking about this whole Braun Strowman holding all the titles at once thing now. I mean, it's kind of interesting.
I don't doubt it. Can you see him with every single title?
I could.
I mean, he could have Universal, and there's still a WWE Championship, and then there's SmackDown Championship, correct? The Raw and SmackDown Championship, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he could have all three of them at once.
Possibly. Well, no, the Raw one, the Raw Championship is the Universal Championship.
Okay, so well, I'm thinking, okay,
Yeah, both.
Yeah, he could have the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship.
So,
Would be cool.
So what would that make him?
The Universal Raw Champion or Universal
there's
WWE Champion.
What is there, like only like maybe a handful of guys that have held both of them at the same time?
Daniel
That's
Bryan's
select
one.
few. Daniel Bryan, Triple H, Chris Jericho.
Randy Orton.
Yep.
And anyway, where can they find you at, man?
Here.
All right, don't fuck with Jason. He's not leaving out. But you guys can go check him out. Of course, he's on Twitter, and Facebook.
Maybe soon I'll have something coming up in the work.
Definitely. Lockon, what about you, man? Where can they find you?
You can find me on my Twitch channel at Lockon_Stratus84, Twitter, Lockon_Stratus84, Instagram, Lockon_Stratus84, and Facebook, Lockon_Stratus84.
Lots of them. Guys, you guys can find me everywhere as Obionex2, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Guys, go on to Facebook, go into pages and go look up OB Nation, guys. Come join it. I need that 100 follower mark so we can start doing some good things here on Facebook. We're going to be streaming on Facebook and Twitch. Don't tell Twitch I'm saying this, but it's okay. Again, guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been NSF Wrestling Podcast with your host, Obionex2, Lockon_Stratus84. That's it for until next week, guys. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.